Okay, so I have decided that I'm going to record and upload my paranormal experiences in my life up to this point. Just not just to entertain people, but I just want to keep record of it in case someday I'm gone and my kids want to listen to them if they're still around, if YouTube exists and whatever. And, maybe someone out there might enjoy these stories also. I have had a lot of paranormal stuff happen all through my life. I'm 47 and I'm not going to be editing this and I'm not going to be on camera. And I have two cats, so there's going to be noise and it's not professional, but this story is 100% true. I'm just going to tell one story each video. Let's get started. Now, this happened in November 2020. So, since that was just like last year, I can remember it really well. And let me give you the setup. And to preface this, like, I don't know to classify this as a ghost story or a glitch in the matrix or just weird or just more of a glitch in the matrix, I would think. You'll see. Sorry, my cat's making sound. Okay. Yes, please stop. Okay, so I had at the time was working delivering food for a Chef's Pizza restaurant, and I really liked my job. Actually, made really good money with tips. It was a good thing while it lasted. Anyway, I did make a mistake one night, and this happened in October of 2020, maybe like mid-October, I think. It was before Halloween, and it was dark, and I had to make a delivery to a house that's actually on the same street that my apartment complex entrance is on. And the street doesn't have a lot of houses. It's got three entrances to apartment complexes, which all look different. And there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses, 6, 7, maybe 8 tops on the whole street. They all look completely different, which is relevant to the story. That's my cat. So, I was delivering, it was dark, and I went to this house. I'd never delivered to this house before. All the lights were off, and I rang the doorbell, and that's my routine. I count to 30, nothing. I ring it again, I count to 30, nothing. Then I knock, and then if nothing, I knock more aggressively. So that's my routine. And finally, the third or fourth time I knocked, that's maybe the second or third time I knocked, the people finally, I heard voices. Now, while I'm staring at the door, no lights came on. It was a split foyer home. I could see no light. It was like no one was there. To my left, I couldn't see anything because there was this big, huge, wild rose bush. And I was just forced to sit there and stare at it. If I turned around the other direction, I could just see their sidewalk leave from their driveway and stepping stones, rocks around them, top decoration or yard. Nothing going on, no people outside. And they came out of their garage and came up that little sidewalk to my right if I'm facing the house. And like I said, it was dark. The porch light wasn't on. They had been hanging out in the garage, I guess, didn't know I was there. And it was dark, and I could tell he was having trouble looking at his cash when I told him the total, which should have cued me to look, but right as soon as I got in the car to count how much money I had. So to make a long story short, when I got in the car, and I actually drove off because I had food for another delivery, and I was running behind at this point because I'd been standing there. And so as I'm down this 2 blocks away, I'll start counting the money, and I'm $3 short, which bummed me out. And I thought about going back, and I was like, no, I'm already running late, and it ain't worth it, So I'm basically going to lose $3 out of my tips tonight. Lesson learned. It's the only time that ever happened to. So anyway, after this, every time I drove by that house, I would just casually look over and be like, oh, there's that house where those people owed me $3. which, is kind of funny to me. I just kind of like laugh about it to myself and be like, this went on for a while. And so, cut to, I think it's like a week before Thanksgiving. It's really cold outside. It's like 25 degrees. But anyway, I got off work like after 9, and I had to go to my daughter's apartment. She was in the next city over. She lived there for school, and I did her hair to help her out, and to save money, in other words. And it was one of these nights where like I was doing her hair and it didn't turn out right. I highlighted color and stuff, and we had to do like a second time. We had to fix something. I don't really exactly remember what it was, but anyway, I was there longer than I'd planned, and I didn't leave her apartment to come home till 1:30, which was fine for me because I didn't go to work till 4 p.m. every day. And so I'm coming back, and on the way, it's like a 30-minute drive, so I didn't get near my place till 2. And I was listening to a YouTube channel that I had just discovered. It wasn't a new one, but I had just discovered it. And I'm not going to put the name, but anyway, they share like missing 411 stories, missing in forests and things like that. But they also every month have like viewers submitted weird experiences, and and it's really good, depending on the story. Because I've listened to so many. I've been into paranormal literally my whole life. Like, the earliest memories I have is when I first learned to read was like reading every ghost story book in my library. So, I like know all of your usual like Lady in White, Ghost Hitchhiker. Like, I know all the normal stories. And I know I've about heard it all. So when I hear like a strange story that's like different from what I hear, that's the ones I really like that are different. And I don't remember the story I had just heard, but it was good. It was like, wow, it was cool. Like not spooky, but cool. Like, man, I went and I thought about it. I was like, I've not had anything weird happen to me in a long time. I literally had just had that thought. That's what makes this so weird to me, is I just had that thought in my head. Man, it's been a long time since I've had anything paranormal and explain. It's been a while. And I don't want nothing scary to happen. I don't want that. But I want something, like weird. I like to have a good weird story, as you can tell. And no more than I had thought that, I turned onto my street. And that house that I told the story about is the first house on the left facing that street. So in other words, there's a house on the corner, but it's facing the other street. So I'm being sure to talk about that because there's no way I could got these houses confused. Like I said, that's the only house I'd ever been to on my street. And that was a house where I've been driving by every time going, yeah, they owe me $3. Oh, well. And so like every time I drove by, I would just look over at the house. I don't know why, actually. And so it's 2 a.m. on a weeknight. There were hardly any cars, like everyone's lights are out. Cold outside, 25 degrees. But I'm shocked because there's a bright light coming from the window downstairs. Now, if you know a split foyer, usually there's like a living room or family room downstairs and a pretty good sized window. And so I was like, good Lord, that room is really lit up. And I didn't like stop, but I let my foot off the accelerator. So I was like just kind of going. Now, the next part is like, all of this next part happened in 3 seconds. But it's going to take a while to explain it, okay, what I saw. But it literally, all this happened in 3 seconds. So I'm like, oh, there's a bright light. And then I noticed that I couldn't see the source of the light, but it looked like there was like 4 or 5 people sitting around a table. And it didn't look like they were moving at all. They were just statues. And I remember seeing a lot of skin, but no nudity. So, like, it was like they had on tank tops and shorts. And I didn't, like, really get a good look. I'm just telling what I saw. Like, but it didn't appear like they were nude because I I think if I would have gotten the feeling or the vibe or the look that they were nude, I would have like seen a breast or seen something, because it looked like men and women, 4 or 5 people sitting there around a table. I couldn't see their faces except for one face was like the person was right up against the window with the window open, and just right up against the window, their face almost touching the glass. And that's when I realized, like, oh, they're looking right at me. This is weird. They're probably thinking, what's this girl doing, like staring at me right now, like. And I got that embarrassed feeling, like, oh, I got caught staring. And I looked away real quick, and it didn't seem weird or strange. It just seemed kind of like, wonder what that, because at first I thought that person was crouched down at the window, like they were smoking, like they were sneaking, vaping or sneaking and smoking weed or something, and they were doing it at the window cracks. Nobody would smell. Like that's what I thought I saw, because it was young people that lived there. But anyway, I didn't think that much about it. I just thought that was kind of weird. And I mean, it was really lit up like they were lit from above, like a bright light, like a stage light almost. And it was just weird, It's like, what were they doing, But I really didn't think no more about it at the time. And so I think maybe it was either the next day or maybe 2 days later. It wasn't long after. It was just like a day or two later. Because usually when I leave, I go down the opposite side of the street and go out that way to work. So the only reason I'd gone the other way is I was going to a store that was in that direction. And I was coming back from the store, and I turned on that street, and I looked over at the house like I always do. And I thought about, I was thinking about what I saw that night, and I was like, that was weird. I'm going to look again and see what I see this time. Well, to my shock and horror, the window was completely obscured by a big, huge, wild rose bush. Like I said at the beginning of the story, if anyone's paying attention. And I got like chills, because then I remembered the night that I was standing there knocking the door. I stood there for a while, and I couldn't see to my left for that big, overgrown, wild rose bush. But I didn't think about that the night I saw that light with the people in the window. So it's like, I could not have seen what I saw. I could not have seen that much light, that much clarity, a face, a person down at the bottom of the window looking around. I couldn't have seen any of that. That bush, and I'm talking, it was thick. The leaves hadn't fallen off of it yet. It was a thick bush. You could see like dots of light if that window is on, maybe dots of light at the most. And it was this weirdest feeling, like blood run cold, like what the heck. I know what I saw. It was weird. And right before I saw it, I literally had thought, man, I ain't had anything strange happen in a while. And then, boom. Yeah, I have something strange happen, all right. And, like I said, I don't know. What is that? A glitch in the matrix kind of thing? But it's like, could it be almost like, is that place haunted and it singled me out? I really already know this too. I have a belief that your intention matters when you experience anything in the mysterious and the paranormal. Your intention matters. If you want to see things, it's like, you look into the abyss looks into you. Very true. The spirit world knows your intention, and it sometimes just delivers right up. I'm going to say sometimes, probably more than sometimes, delivers right up. And I'm sorry for the noise my cat's making. Sometimes the spirit world delivers right up to you what you wanted. And boy, did it for me, because I tried every way I could to dismiss what I saw, and I was like, no, there's no way. Because I even thought to myself after I got home, like, I was so freaked out, I immediately called my daughter and told her, and she was like, what the heck? And I was like, I'm going to go back next time I go down the street. And I'm too, weirded out right now to even go, but next time I'm going to look and see if the house next to it has a big window downstairs. I know it's not a split foyer, and I'm just, because I can't rectify this. And no, the house next to it, it's not a split floor. It's what you call like a split level, totally different layout. And it does have a downstairs window on the left, but it's really small. It's like just a few feet instead of like a big, large window. And so I was like, no, that's different. And that's the only two houses on that side of the street until you get to the other end, past the apartment complexes. So, yeah, that's one of my weird stories, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to be adding others. Thank you.